Liv and the Peak Finder adventure. Liv had always been drawn to the mountains. Growing up in a small town nestled in the foothills of the Rockies, she spent much of her childhood exploring trails and discovering hidden lakes. The mountains were her playground, her sanctuary, and her place of peace. As she got older, Liv's love for the mountains only deepened. She became an avid hiker, often setting off on solo adventures to find new trails and vistas. One day, while browsing the App Store on her phone, Liv stumbled upon an app called peakfinder. Intrigued by the idea of being able to identify the names of mountains around her, she quickly downloaded it, eager to see how it could enhance her hiking experiences. The next weekend, Liv decided to try out the app on a hike she had been planning for months. It was a challenging trail leading to a remote peak she had never summited before. The hike was steep, with rugged terrain that demanded all of her focus. But as she climbed higher, the views became more and more breathtaking. When she finally reached the summit, Liv was greeted by a panorama of towering peaks, stretching as far as the eye could see. She sat down on a rock, catching her breath and taking in the beauty around her. The crisp mountain air filled her lungs as she pulled out her phone and opened the Peakfinder app. Holding her phone up to the horizon, Liv watched as the app quickly identified each of the peaks around her. Names she had never known suddenly appeared on the screen. Mount Evans, Gray's Peak, Long's Peak. Each name came with a sense of discovery, as if she were meeting these giants for the first time. But as Liv scanned the horizon, one peak caught her attention. It was taller than the others, its jagged summit piercing the sky. The app identified it as Torrey's Peak, a name Liv had heard before, but had never seen in person. She felt a pull towards it, an unspoken challenge calling her to climb it one day. Liv spent the next hour exploring the app, learning more about the mountains she loved so much. Each peak had a story, a history, and Liv felt connected to them in a way she never had before. The app didn't just give her names. It gave her a deeper understanding and appreciation of the landscape. In the weeks that followed, Liv began planning her ascent of Torrey's Peak. She studied maps, read trail reports, and prepared herself mentally and physically for the climb. The day finally came, and with Peakfinder in her pocket and determination in her heart, Liv set off on her journey. Reaching the summit of Torrey's Peak was everything Liv had hoped for and more. The sense of accomplishment was overwhelming, but so was the beauty that surrounded her. Once again, she pulled out her phone and opened the Peakfinder app. This time, as she scanned the horizon, she didn't just see names of peaks. She saw old friends, each one with its own story, each one a part of her own journey.